the beauty of faith, and also one of the drawbacks of faith, is that your faith determines your outcomes. Ultimately, your faith determines the actions you do or do not decide to take. Welcome to a brand new episode of On My Manifesting Mind with your host, Sudanë Firestar. I am so happy you are here. Today's episode is all about faith, because faith can help you collapse time. And after all, time is only an illusion. And we're going to dive deeper into that soon. But before we do, I have absolutely been loving recording audio-only versions of the podcast for On My Manifesting Mind exclusives, because honestly, it is so easy. I can podcast from anywhere, including anywhere in my house. Like I can podcast like I always do from the couch, or I can do it from the comfort of my bed under the covers. It has been so simple. It is for new or aspiring entrepreneurs who want to follow the journey of growing and building a brand and business using manifestation, of course, and practical tips. So it is only $7.99 per month. You can get it. It's in the show notes. I mean, it is pretty much the same price as a Starbucks coffee that you might be getting once a day. And for this beautiful price, you get 4 episodes, at least 4 episodes per month. So the link is in the show notes for you to subscribe. And also, Audacious Audio is currently open for enrollment. And in Audacious Audio, I teach you how to do podcasting your way, because there is no one way to podcast. And you can make it as easy as possible, following your gut, getting help from the universe. If you are not yet enrolled and you want to know how to create a podcast from scratch and launch it in as little as 3 weeks, this is for you. The link is in the show notes. So let's get back to the main topic of the podcast. Faith is crucial to manifestation. As I discussed in the previous episode, it all begins with knowing exactly what it is you want. But then after you decide what you want, you really have to believe that it's possible for you and that you can have what you desire. Because when things feel hard or like a struggle, they can take forever for you to get them done. And as someone who has had a history of perfectionism, you know what procrastination is like and how arduous that process can be to put your work out there for other people to evaluate when you are worried about what other people are going to think. But the beauty of having faith and believing that anything is possible for you and that everything is working out for you is that you can collapse times. You can speed things up. You can get things done faster than you could have ever imagined. So faith is incredibly important and key to manifesting what you desire to manifest. So the beauty of faith, and also one of the drawbacks of faith, is that your faith determines your outcomes, right? It determines the actions that you take to achieve your desired manifestation. So if you feel like things are easy for you to do and that anything is possible for you, you're going to take inspired actions quickly, easily, and get things done fast. But when you are confused, you're nervous, you're stressed, you don't believe in yourself, you're going to have a really hard time moving forward and building that momentum to achieve your desired manifestation. Ultimately, your faith determines the actions you do or do not decide to take. And a perfect example of all of this is my dissertation, which I have talked about a ton of times. But the beauty of this entire process with the dissertation is that I learned so many life lessons that I'm able to come here on the podcast and share with you. So if you've been following the journey for a while, you know that it took me 4 long years to finish my dissertation. The actual PhD program was a minimum of 5 years, and I did all of my coursework quickly. I got straight A's. I did an excellent job in this program. And then at the end, I stalled with this dissertation. And the truth is that I already doubted my ability to do it before I even applied to this graduate program. I remember back in the day having a conversation with one of my mentors from college, and he was just like, you know what, because I said to him, I haven't even taken the GRE. I haven't even applied to schools yet. And so he's like, why don't you just worry about that once you get there and just take the other steps first, which was great advice because I did those other steps and I got them done very quickly and easily. Like, I guess I must have just had a lot of faith that I could do those things because they were certain things that I was already familiar with, right? But once I got to the dissertation, there was a huge pump on the brakes, right? Came to a screeching halt. And it was all because I lacked the belief that I could do it. I looked at so many different dissertations and I was trying to figure out, okay, which way is the right way to do this? And I could not figure it out. And I actually had a history of struggling with formatting my writing. I had been told over the years that I was an excellent writer. Like I could write beautifully, but my Achilles heel was the organization process. Like, how do I organize my writing so that it flows properly? And I had created a format, or learned a format rather, from a professor in college, but it was kind of a different process once I got to the dissertation because it was more technical, right? So there's a technical way that you organize things, and I would look at everyone else's dissertations and they were all formatted differently. So then I got really in my head about it because I couldn't figure out the blueprint. Like, what is the right way to write this? And what do I need to include? What do I need to exclude? My self-belief just kind of evaporated. And then again, as you know, if you've been following this journey, it took one email from a chair of my dissertation committee who said that she believed in me, believed that I could do it. And then all of a sudden, I was able to collapse time and get my dissertation done in 1 month. And the truth is that I kind of had a lot of potential excuses and obstacles at that time that I could have used to decide that it wasn't possible for me. I couldn't get it done. I was very pregnant at that time. I got this email from her in April, and that was the same month in which I had my baby shower. I was getting all of these gifts for the baby. I was building furniture for her, like assembling things. And also I was working full time. So I was going to work every single day. And this was at a time when people were still social distancing due to COVID. And so I wasn't even taking the bus to work. I was walking half an hour to work and back. You know, we were all wearing face masks. Because I have a geriatric pregnancy, I was going to the doctor a ton. So I was and also I was getting close to the end. So I had to go for weekly appointments, and, you know, the doctor was in a completely different borough. So I'm going through all of this, and I could have had an excuse like, I don't have time to write the dissertation and the remaining pieces. I don't have time to prepare to defend this document. I don't have time to get my cap and gown or to walk across the stage to graduate. I could have put it off. But the reason why my self-belief increased is because someone else outside of me believed in me. And honestly, as I said before, she did not provide a lot of feedback. She said, you can defend it as is. It looks great. So I was the one who thought it needed more when this expert did not think it needed anything else. So after she believed in me, I put the finishing touches on it that I thought were necessary. I added the pieces that I thought should be there. But the truth is that I could have done that all along. I did not need an email from her to tell me that it was ready, right? I could have made the decision to believe in myself way before I ever got this email from her and just put the finishing touches on it, delivered it to her and the rest of my committee for review. And I could have defended my dissertation a way long time prior to receiving that email. So the common denominator in this entire situation was me, because pregnant, working full time, I was able to pull all-nighters to finish this dissertation and then create a presentation for it, which I defended over Zoom. Like, I stayed up all night. I took off a day from work so I could be home to prepare and defend this in front of my committee. And then I also had to go through a format review process. And then I also had to go to the university, which was all the way far downtown, far from where I was working, far from where I lived, to rent a cap and gown so that I could walk in a graduation on a Monday. So again, I had to take off another day from work. But I could have done all of this so much sooner. So I'm rambling a little bit, but my point is that you do not need external validation. You do not need someone else to tell you that whatever it is that you're doing, that you're good enough to do it and that you're great at it. It really is about you believing in yourself. You are the common denominator. Don't outsource your power. Don't leave it up to other people to tell you you're good enough. You control your faith. You get to decide that you are good enough. You get to decide that your work is good enough. It was already good enough before someone told you it was. You just needed to believe it was good enough. All right. So I'm on my soapbox here. And the reason why I've been thinking about this so much is because, as you know, I'm in this process of growing a brand, growing a business, and it takes a lot of faith. It takes so much. You have to always go back to believing in yourself, because if you are constantly waiting for validation from someone else, you are not going to make it in business. You're not going to always be getting feedback from someone else telling you how great you are or whatever it is you're doing. You need to believe that it's great. And that's how you stay the course. That's how you continue to be successful in anything that you want to achieve in life. And the way that you do this is to see things differently. If you are lacking belief, if you are lacking in faith that you can manifest what you desire, ask the universe, ask God to help you see things differently. Journal about it, right? Write in your journal for God or the universe to help you see things differently, and then tell a new story. Affirmations also help a great deal with this. And I currently have about 14 or 15 affirmations I'm saying daily to increase my belief when it comes to building my business and brand. So that's what I have for you today, my darling. It's all up to you. You are the common denominator. Don't forget that. Increase your self-belief. Don't outsource your power to manifest. All right. So that's what I have. I love you dearly. If you are not following or subscribed to the podcast yet, hit that follow or subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. And you can also follow me on Instagram. I'm at Sudanë Firestar. And until next time, I love you dearly.